Boris Johnson changes ministerial code to remove need to resign over breaches.
Here's a summary of the article.
Boris Johnson has been accused of changing the ministerial code to help save his skin, ahead of a new Partygate inquiry that could publish more photos and subject him to a public grilling by MPs. The Prime Minister faced a barrage of criticism after he amended the rules on Friday to make clear that ministers will not always be expected to resign for breaching the code of conduct. Labour and the Liberal Democrats accused Johnson of rigging the system to get himself off the hook ahead of the inquiry. Number 10 said a new version of the ministerial code, published on Friday alongside a government statement saying it is disproportionate to expect that any breach, however minor, should lead automatically to resignation or dismissal, has the backing of the Committee on Standards in Public Life and Lord Geit, the advisor on ministerial interests. The new ministerial code is a disgrace. It means that the tiny semblance of accountability disappears. If you break the rules, just rewrite the rulebook, is the motto of this despicable government, he said. Neil later told the BBC that the change to the ministerial code was not a wise move. Johnson could be found in contempt of Parliament if he deliberately misled the Commons, but he could also be in breach of the ministerial code if he knowingly lied to MPs. However, the ministerial code is governed by the Prime Minister himself, and Johnson resisted pressure to give Geit the power to launch his own inquiries without consent. Wendy Chamberlain, the Lib Dem chief whip, said it was an appalling attempt by Boris Johnson to rig the rules to get himself off the hook.
This post received a score of 9,900, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Rulebreaker changes rules.
Even better, rulemaker makes rules, breaks rules then says unaware of rules. Rule breaktania d dum da dum da dum, bmbmtsch.
I think the full sequence is as follows. Rulemaker, breaker makes rules. Rulemaker, breaker breaks rules. Rulemaker, breaker claims to be unaware of rules. Rulemaker, breaker makes new rule lessening punishment for rule breaking to avoid being punished for breaking rules. Rules which he made. Clearly rulemaker, breaker is a very solid build for politics.
What if he forgets that he changed the rules about resigning? Then he might resign being unaware that he doesn't have to resign for breaking the rule he was unaware he had made.
Approaching maximum irony now due when he forgets he resigned and shows up to Downing Street ready for work.
Some guy tried that in Alberta a little bit ago. Awkward edit, oh Canada.
Breach news coming.
I mean he already lied about not being at all those lockdown parties.
Work events, yes. So next it'll be something along the lines of, Boris Johnson changes law to remove need to leave office if voted out?
Boris Johnson has already given himself the power to dissolve Parliament by repealing the Fixed-Term Parliaments Act of 2011.
Thing is, he is still able to dissolve Parliament with the Fixed-Term Parliaments Act.
As if that wasn't bullshit enough, they're following the US right-wing playbook of dismissing any valid criticism or backlash as purely partisan politics, which pushes us further down the road of toxic politics and having part of the population living in a self-sabotaging fantasy.
Well, our right wing lifted the playbook from Russia. So whose homework did they copy, ours or Russia?
Greater than well, our right wing was gifted the playbook from Russia. Trump and some of the reps are still shilling for Putin even now.
Even now. This is going to keep up going for at least 2 to 3 elections, minimum.
Going to keep up at least until we Trump or someone like him become president for life.
Absolute state of the UK government right now. It's the first time I have ever encountered a ruling party that is steeped in such malignant incompetence, and I grew up in Zambia in the fucking 90s. Back then, if you had a totally incompetent politician who was thick as 2 mince planks, they were usually a brother of an official or bribed their way in. But this shower of cunts were voted for.
Just think of the shower of cunts who voted for them.
And the shower of cunts who will continue to vote for them because they are doing the best they can.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.